there's some parts there down there. It's like a more Buddhist that she wants to escape. I think my guess is. Yeah, was stanza 112 from 112. From here, it talks more the Buddhist. All these thoughts are connected with the enlightenment. So, but I thought don't have to skip it. It's somehow it's interesting to know it for even the patient's practice. Let's see. It's actually the verse 112 from.
I'm trying to turn it off. I have so much trouble turning this thing off.
So it will be let you know that how the Buddhists valued the all sentient beings. It's only the value the holy object, or they value also the regular or ordinary beings. That's the part of here. Chiba, can you read for me like a few stanza from 112?
Up until
like a 1 or 2. This is you have book. It's chapter 6. Chapter 6. Bodhisattva, yeah. It's chapter 6, and then I don't know page number, but this is Tibetan book. Tibetan. It's verse 112. Yeah, from 2-3 verses. Yeah.
Therefore, the Mighty One has said that the field of sentient beings is similar to a Buddha field. For many who have pleased them have thereby reached perfection. A Buddha's qualities are gained from the sentient beings and conquerors alike. So why do I not respect them in the same way as I respect the conquerors? Of course, they are not similar in the quality of their intentions, but only in the fruits that they produce. So it is in this respect that they have excellent qualities and are therefore said to be equal.
Okay, thank you. You know, the Buddhists a little bit different than usual our thought. It's more opposite one. You know, the Buddhist practitioner thinking more other than self, thinking more suffering than happiness, and then thinking more Buddha than being. I mean, thinking more beings than Buddha. And then what was there? Yeah, this practice has some kind of the reason, say, thinking more the other than self. And this all the thoughts and practice are related with the compassion, which is also very helpful in our daily life to deal with all this problem and suffering. So therefore, it's like thinking more suffering than happiness, because suffering will teach you more being better person than happiness. So happiness just keeps you there by enjoying it, increase your attachment. That's what we did. And then suffering really shows you what is life, what is relationship, and what is the world. Everything shows you. It's like a clear mirror. You can reflect it on that. When you see it's clear, then you will know better how to deal with it, right? This is the idea, therefore, thinking more suffering. And then thinking more the other than self, because all this benefit you wanted comes from others. Just thinking by self, you forgetting or neglecting, ignoring others, you really don't care others, then you will not have benefit what you want, what you wishes, right? The happiness included. So therefore, it says thinking more others than self, because all these benefits comes from other to you. So similar way here now to say thinking more the other beings, ordinary beings, rather than thinking like a holy object, holy like Buddha. So connected here, the context here is a Buddha and sentient beings. So it says you should more think sentient beings. You should more respect to sentient being than Buddha. The reason, one simple reason is saying you will never forget respecting to Buddha. There will nothing they are discouraged to you to respect to Buddha. It will be goes continuous, but there are a lot of cause and condition that brings you disrespect to ordinary being and forgetting ordinary beings. Therefore, you more focus on that, emphasize on that will be help. That's the one reason to why we more cherish to the ordinary being than Buddha, right? And this is like the Shantideva said it based on Buddha Sutra. Buddha said it also. Another reasons, if you want to me happy, if you want me to worship for me, just go and help beings or make more sentient beings happy. That's best offer for me, best worship for me. That Buddha said it. He have many quotes there in Sutra saying something like that. So not only that, Buddha is enlightened and ordinary beings are suffering, because they're equal benefit to you. How much Buddha can benefit to you, that much each beings can benefit to you. And then it's not that Buddha will more benefit to you and the ordinary beings will be less benefit to you. It's not that. It's equal. It's equal, helpful, and benefiting to you. So there were, as much as you respect to the holy beings or Buddha, that much similar, the same amount you have to respect to all the sentient beings. The all sentient beings, you know that, right? Where Buddhist term, all sentient beings means including not just human being, including all this animal and insect, whoever have a life, that's included in sentient beings that we said it. So therefore, it's more respect to that beings, because they both are exactly equal benefiting to you. So yeah, the part of that Buddha has a more powerful and has a more better quality because it's enlightened. An ordinary being has not really qualified, has a completely like a qualified and get all these achievements, good qualities. Not that, but way to brings you benefit to me, it's the same equal. Like say for example, once if you want to I'm talking more Buddhism, okay, this is the more connected with the Buddhist. If you want to enlighten their practice, their morality practice, right, six perfection practice, all this practice has to be related with all the sentient beings. There are nothing there which is not related with the sentient beings. Say compassion also, without sentient being, how you can generate compassion, how you can develop compassion. There are no way. Because if all the beings are enlightened being, then compassion goes wrong then, right? Because enlightened beings, they are no suffering. Enlightened being, no need any help from us. And then, so who needs help? Who can develop our compassion is only the being who suffer, who day by day. Only the being, this very ordinary beings, can more benefit to us, can more help us to develop our compassion. And as like a morality practice, say usually all these religions has their no kill, no lying. It's all connected with the other beings, right? No kill means what? It's not saying really rock and tree and grass, right? It's like a being who has a life, who has a soul that you you believe, and then who has a consciousness, who has a feeling. That being, it's saying not kill that kind of being, right? So therefore, if you want to accomplish or complete your morality practice, one of that morality practice, not killing others, it has to be someone there who you should kill or not kill, right? So if nothing there, what you say kill or not kill, then nothing to say that in morality practice. As well as the lying, also is connected with other beings. There, if no being other beings, then you cannot do the have ethics practice that which is not lying, right? So it has to be someone there who makes you lie. Then you controlling it. Yeah, lying is not good, so I shouldn't lie, and that makes you better, right? So all this morality practice, ethics practice, is based on other beings. The other beings helping you to do more better ethics practice, and other beings help you to have that kind of practice. Yeah, that's the one reason, say, more cherished to other than Buddha, right? And then again, included like a sixth perfection is the one of the path to achieve enlightenment. Then again, each perfections, like a generosity, is also related with other beings. If you want to complete your generosity practice, has to rely on beings who you can give more, or you can, you are more like a inner exercising or more inner practicing for yourself, but has to be someone there you should more connected to your practice, right? If someone not there, then you cannot develop your inner practice. Like a generosity practice is also all these six perfection practice are inner practice, which is we need to be complete inside, not just really out there. So therefore, but has to be someone there to complete your generosity practice. So now here, the sixth chapter is talking about more patience practice. Again, without ordinary being, special like a difficulty being, will not help you to develop patient practice, not complete it, right? So, and then you will never have the patience practice if you not meet that difficulty people. If you always meet the nice people, right? And we always connected with the enlightened being, of course we no need patience practice. But reality is not like this, right? The real life is not all everyone is enlightened. And then the real life is not everyone is nice and like respectful for you. So there are a lot of difficulty there. So therefore, and then this necessary to have patience practice, even not enlightenment, even you are overcome by daily suffering. It need to be patient practice. This is the biggest things, like a lot of help us, equal as like a compassion. How much compassion helping us to solve the problem and suffering. Same way the patience is same. So therefore, it like you need something like there. It's like a similar like when you the body exercise, you physically exercise to getting more good health. They need something there, right? So even you're running, need a road, and then all these tools you exercise, they need it. That makes you better your body, right? same way, that tools and the path and all everything's as like a sin. This is similar as a sentient beings. The spiritual way, or like an inner practice, patience and compassion. The tools are the beings. The sentient beings are the perfect tool for us. And then again, special compassion and patient practice really necessary to have meet with ordinary and difficulty beings, right? So otherwise, of course, you will not achieve that. This is another reason to say how much important to respect to other being and cherish to other beings. That's the one reason. And what else is in there? Yeah, that another equal is Buddha taught you so to like how to do practice, which path you should do practice, right? But as well, you're doing it, then you need ascendant beings. If you don't have ascendant, you meet with another beings, and then you will not complete all this by what just Buddha taught to you due to practice. So, and therefore, this is part of the cause and condition to bring to enlighten or like freeing from suffering as an equal benefiting to you, both Buddha and beings. Therefore, it's a more cherished beings. So, yeah, this is like I thought it's important to know even the part of like Buddhism, right? So how much we need to cherish the other and why and what you have benefit. And then it's strongly saying more cherished beings than Buddha. For Buddhist people, it's like will be shocked. So like who not really well learning, like have do not have that much knowledge about Buddhism, they will be shocked. Say, oh yeah, you should more respect to sentient being than Buddha. You will more cherish to be other beings than Buddha. Yeah, there will be shocked as like all other religions because the holy object Buddha is always top and thinking very valuable, right? And then very ordinary being who has all this jealousy, angry, and making difficulty, and intendedly or not intendedly causing them other problem. That kind of being and Buddha is comparing as them saying equal, benefiting to you. This is difficult to understand, right? So, but when you understand the reason which is talks here, you will. I think it makes sense for me. Yes, it is because right now I'm not looking who is the more like the inner achievement. I'm not looking at quality of the beings. I'm looking at quality of which is benefiting to me, right? That's part. So quality of being, of course, Buddha is the highest, a lot of achievement. And but the quality of that, their quality of which is benefiting to me, that's the part of saying is equal because you need a both. You need someone to talk to you, and then you need someone to help you to complete your practice. That's are the all beings. Therefore, the verse 112 say, there are no other makes happy a Buddha than cherish to others. There are no way, right? That's the say it here. Okay.
Sorry, before you move on, you mentioned about earlier when you were talking about the thinking more of other than yourself, and you mentioned about the suffering. Think about suffering more than attachment, and you mentioned a clear mirror and reflecting on it. Mm-hmm. I didn't quite understand what you meant by the clear mirror.
Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, that part, I just bring it up how it's complete for us, like same as this one, right? So that part is, it's you more thinking suffering than happiness, because as it's like a part, just if you not think, just think happiness and enjoy it, just only that increase your attachment. As I said, part of that. And then thinking suffering will help you. It's like a mirror, because it's reflected who you are and what is the world and what is everything in samsaric place. Because it shows you more what is the condition of my body and mind, what is the condition of relationship, what is the life. Everything shows you clearly. Then it's really help you, right? To understand that part. I said it. Yeah. So, most of the time we are separating from someone, even separating from your own body. That's very heavier suffering, right? And then the saddened worries there strongly. And then because this is the not that you will not understand what is our life, right? So the same way, it's also help you to that even you are generating compassion to others, right? Even you try to, generate compassion to others, how you can generate compassion to others without sadness. Only you need to know what is the real world and what is the real life, what is the reality of life, that part. Therefore, understanding suffering of all this samsaric place and samsaric being, that will help you to not have heavier sadness when you generate compassion to others. Right? So otherwise, when we generate compassion, of course, they'll like a feeling sad comes. It's automatically comes that emotion, sadness. But then we start here. Therefore, many people give up, say, I don't want to think about compassion because it makes more suffering. That's the problem, because we don't understand what is the real life, what is the real world. It is, the natural world is the suffering, right? The nature of the world and nature of our life is suffering. But every single feeling is not really said is suffering, but the nature of our life is suffering. So knowing it, this is, when someone suffer, so you will more focus how it can help instead of you just start with some kind of sadness emotion. Because as you knowing the suffering, it is the life of suffering, then it is happening what should happen. That's the help you to know. And that encourage you to do something instead of just feel it or sad or just cry, right? So this is, I think, is very important. Many people don't understand that part. Therefore, really they are not focusing to be a more compassionate person because of that emotion. This makes sense for me. But once you understand samsara, once you understand the real life, real world, then you will accept everything, what's happening in front of you, right? Once you accept it, it's happening, what should happen. Let's say people will pass dying, right? Rather than accept, what do we do? People are dying. It's like it's not really shocking thing for us. It is the way of life, right? And then if it is a way of life, just accept it. It's a way of life. It's dying. It should die one day. It's dying right now. It's not shock, but more prayer and more help, compassion. So there are very much less sadness and worry, and more like a empathy, and then like some kind of wishing that help or freeing from suffering. That's that kind of things.
Geshe, I don't know how to explain this correctly. So, but even when I see suffering, okay, and I have compassion, I also suffer from the helplessness of sometimes not being able to do anything.
Of course, yeah.
So I suffer from that as well. So it's a constant circle.
No,
if I have the compassion,
yeah.
I still suffer.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I can't do anything.
Okay, that's exactly saying that if you more focus on suffering, that like your own suffering even, then it's reflected to your quality, your ability, right? So therefore, Buddhism says, you are not really qualified right now is to help others, but try to help others how much you can do it. There are a lot of time will be you are stuck. You will find the helpless because of your quality and your ability has a limited, right? That you have to accept. That's all. We have to accept my limited of helpful, and then sometime I can help less because I don't have a 4 arms, just 2 arms, right? I don't have a 4 eyes. that's the things, you know. How much you can do with the 2 eyes, how much you can do with the 2 arms and 2 legs, that much you should do it. You cannot expect it that, you know, do work with which you have a 4 arms. There's no way. You understand, right? Yeah.
So, Laura, isn't that like why you get renunciation? And then and that's how you get the aspiration for to achieve Buddha.
That's on the path. And also, so suffering in itself, I know this is, samsara is a suffering place, that is the nature of it.
Uh-huh.
But the suffering is also to teach compassion.
Lot, yeah.
Oh, okay. So then once I have enough compassion, the suffering will be less?
Yes. Yes. that's the tricky, yeah. That's the trick things, yeah.
Who's suffering, hers or?
No, I don't care about my suffering. It's other things I see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really not too concerned about my own. It's what I see. Like coming here today, I seen 10 dead animals on the road, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could do. Just a little prayer. I say, yeah, a little prayer. That's it.
Yeah, yesterday also I saw like a few animal the hits by, I don't know, just by car or whatever. A few animals die in street, and that really makes me sad, worry. You know, let's just pray. That's all. Do you want to say something?
What's the
Are you?
Yeah, I was thinking about Tonglen when you were
Oh,
talking.
okay.
So one of the things that you can do when you are feeling the pain of others is Tonglen practice.
Yeah. You all know the Tonglen practice, right? You don't know, okay. It's like a giving and taking practice. Can you explain more about that?
Well, the way I do it is like I visualize my friend or whoever it is that I work, people in general, sentient beings, animals that just die, just visualize them, and then I look at them, you know, smile and say, I'll take on your suffering. And then I can actually try to visualize it leaving them and coming into me, and then it kind of goes down to my heart place, and then the heart opens, you know, and so it's like I'm taking on their suffering, my heart opens as a result, and then I can give them peace and happiness, you know. That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, this is one of the great the idea or practice to generate compassion to other. So of course it's like more imaginations. It's not real. You are acting. It's imagination. But the Buddhists believe that if you want to generate compassion, you should start with the imaginations. You know, I think it's good that Anitendra makes small group to talk each other because. Once you talk each other, someone should be pretended that difficulty person, and then the other side one is just look at the solution, you know, how it's deal with it. So and then this is the like a practical way to understand how you can deal with the daily life with suffering, right? You know, I thought it's a good idea. So, however, here more imagination, right? This is kind of like pretending as a difficulty. One person's pretending as a difficulty persons, and others are finding solution. It's still imagination, but it's a lot of help you. It's exactly happening once you go outside. Right now, it's pretended, right? But it's happening. So then you're learning more from pretending, and then understanding more on that, and try more or more preparing to set up the mind and intention, motivation. Then once you go out there, exactly happening it, at that moment, you can really handle yourself, not affected to you, because you already learn by pretending. So same way, the Buddhists, when we generate compassion, it's more generating compassion by imaginations. It's like we are not ready yet to go outside and do everything for others, because it's not talks about the physical body. The physical body is, yes, ready. How much you can do it, do it. But the here more disturbing us is our intention and emotion. So therefore, sit down and deal with like a more exercise with change the emotion, and then try to have compassion with imagination things. That makes you learn a lot. So right, that's the change your all this intention and motivations inside, and then you have more ability to help others. You will have become a more qualified to help others. So therefore, the compassion practice is not go out there and jump to do everything. Okay, compassion practice is sit down in a cushion by yourself, and then more imaginationally try and training it. Then you can go, no problem. This is the Buddhist way to, the instructed us to how to generate compassion, right? So,
Compassion, or how can I help? If someone I love dies, so, and it causes me, I'm suffering terribly. I mean, is what to do with that? What do you do? The suffering. I mean, is there a relief, or is it better time to just be in the suffering and do what one can to practice, and in time the suffering will grow less?
Exactly, it said here, need to understand what is the real life clearly. It's more there how we expect it. It's more there how we imagine it. The world is, and then life is. So part of understanding that, then when you see some kind of suffering within you or others, you accept it. This is the big help, accepting it. Because accepting it, you have to know there, like exactly same that brings us suffer by natural disasters. We always have a problem. What's that?
Natural disaster.
Yeah, natural disaster. So we accept it, right?
It's getting to the place of being able to accept it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look at my cats. I love my cats. I know someday they're not.
Same way. They're same way.
And
once your cat die.
I'm missing. I know I have to do something so that I don't. I'm sometimes suffering even though they're still well. I'm just thinking that someday they're not going to be with me.
Of course it is, not with us. That's the I'm saying natural disaster. This is one of nature.
I know it's nature, but it's so painful.
But yes, it's good. So you know it is nature, right?
Yeah.
But what the problem is, you are not accepting it. Yeah, that's the problem. How I accept it?
Intellectually, but whether it's parents or a pet,
there's nothing you can do.
I know I can't do anything.
No one can do anything. Yeah.
Impermanence meditation.
Yeah.
And death and impermanence. But isn't there that story, would this be used called a story, if you can tell it, about the woman who was grieving the loss of her child, and the Buddha told her to go to every house?
Yeah.
Can you tell that story? Maybe that would help her.
Because I know his reality is that everybody here, including myself, my cats, is going to die.
And it helps you take it off of just you, because it's like when we're like thinking about our own suffering so much that we like feel the most pain. So when we start to expand it and think about, oh, all these other people too, or other
it makes sense, but
doesn't work
there to when comes a time when my kids die, I can say to myself, oh, all cats die, all people lose their parents and loved ones, and yet I still have this terrible grief inside. It's natural. I know.
Well, not just that it's natural, but
It's part of
it
life.
helps you take the pain of yourself and strengthen yourself because you're thinking about the other people who are suffering a similar loss.
I was just going to share a quick story, if that's okay. The first time I got my first dog ever, 14 years ago, so I'm on the animal thing with you. We went, my husband and I, we picked him up. I don't have children. This was like my first child. We get in the truck with him, and I started bawling. I'm thinking about it right now with tears, like, oh my God. And my husband's like, what is wrong with you? He's picked up a puppy. And I was like, he's gonna die. And my husband, who needs being here more than anyone I know, looked at me and goes, are you serious? Look at how cute he is and how much joy you're going to experience from him and with him. And literally, his name is Bodhisattva. But like literally I named him Bodhisattva because my husband looked at me and he just said, you will, this is going to be a good thing. He will, it was just this acceptance all of a sudden at the beginning of like, he's going to die. And I'm like, that's okay, he is. But it's going to be joyful throughout the whole thing. I don't know, not that helps, but I can understand. So just accept it, like he's saying. Just keep enjoying every beautiful moment you have.
I don't have an overwhelming grief at loss. Even when I got my little kittens, one got sick from the very start. This teensy little creature was paralyzed in one little leg for a little while, came back. But I slept with her every night.
Keep giving, and that's the practice. I think of compassion when you just keep.
I think for me, what you're saying is, I have a headache. I know I need to go see doctor, but I don't want. I know I want to have some drink hot water, but I don't want. I know something to do exercise, but I don't want. So how can I overcome my headache?
What's wrong with me that I can't do is?
Yeah. So you just it's encouraged to yourself is you don't have enough brave, to do it. So because therefore you are not, try to jump because your attachment stopped it to jump. So you say, let it go and then see what feel after that. Right? So is there something better feeling? Then you will have like so far. I think do not have an experience about that giving up everything, right? So once you have some kind of experience about that, you will see how much better way there. So therefore, as you're saying, knowing what that you knows is more intellectually. That's you said it. But the problem is you not apply on the practice, right? You just give up. Whoever have a kitty and dogs, you should prepare right now. We'll die one day. Okay, we'll die one day.
It's like the crisis comes and then try to meditate. But it's a continual practice before these big sufferings happen. And that's what I have to discipline myself more.
Yeah, you have to know there's something that we cannot do. No one can do it. God cannot do, Buddha cannot do, how I can do it. Right? The powerful person in this life or in this world, no one can do anything when the times comes.
I have a practice on patience. What kind of meditation do I do?
As Laura said, like an impermanent practice, impermanent. Yeah, impermanent is changing everything.
Also, I don't think, you should resist the breathing. You're gonna breathe. You're gonna miss it. The cat, when the cat dies, the cat's gonna be fine. You'll miss the cat. Don't resist that breathing. You have to go through that. When I first came here, I always thought that in Buddhism it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be fine through every situation. I think, your expectation is that the cat's going to die and you're going to be like, it doesn't bother you. Of course it's going to bother you. Don't resist that, but know that's just part of a bigger picture. Don't resist it. You're going to grieve. There's nothing that's going to stop you from grieving. My cat just turned 18, and I keep thinking, okay, any day. But I'm not going to resist that grief when he's gone. But I know it's coming.
Yeah. So the heart is it's also in this text said, it's everything difficulty you can make it easier, right? It's hard. If you think it's keep just hard, it's remaining as hard, right? Always. Then you are not really move forward. You are exactly circling whatever suffering you have again and again and again and again, because you think it's hard and you don't want to move further away, right? So once you little bit move further away, you are a little bit freeing from that kind of, it not really circles easily to get back to use that suffering, right? So therefore you have to move. So, and then there we, so far, like I keep talking to here, like all this patience practice, and especially here you can look at more accepting suffering, the patience of accepting suffering. You can review on that. This all that helping you to how to think once situations come that. Yeah, this is really important. This is a lot of help. Again, go back here, thinking suffering. It's you can have compassion to other without sadness, worry, right? So usually, always I'm saying here, right now we are more playing with the emotion instead of like a actual mind which is followed to reason. So your practice, keep thinking and keep thinking and keep thinking. That makes you more follow the reason. And when you follow the more reason, you can change emotion by yourself. Right now, you cannot change emotion by yourself because you just follow on that. You do not have any reason to get out of this emotion, right? So here a lot of talks about that idea and reasons to how to think, how to freeing from each suffering, right? Exactly, you are reflecting on that again and again. Think it once you are actually. Usually, I said that once you are have more good time, at that time you think, and then it's help you once you have bad time, right? So, but most of us say we know some kind of idea how to deal with each kind of individual suffering, but we waiting until that suffering comes, and then we try to apply which we know the idea. It's not really help you because it's very weak, like so therefore okay, so therefore like everyday practice is important, and also the practice once you have a good time, do practice this practice out very good, and then exactly help you the bedtime. That's how we need to find it out, right? Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about training your mind by imagining the scenarios of dealing with difficult people, could you do that also with someone dying?
Of course, yeah.
Is that considered meditation, or is this that is?
It's meditation, yeah. Say why Buddhist talks like death impermanent way beginning. You are not start any practice yet, right? So way beginning, before you start all this practice, say, okay, you are meditating on death impermanent. It's kind of preparing, will come to us. It's just preparing on that, thinking on that will be makes you like a better practitioner.
You could imagine someone you know dying.
Yeah, someone you know dying, or yourself is dying. You know, there's more. This is part of meditation practice on death impermanent is more self. And then once you understand with the self, you will not have a problem with others. So that's just like a really tricky part. And then if you do not understand exactly how to do with that kind of meditation, maybe cause you more another problem, like right, anxiety, depression will be brings you because it's scareful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of difficult people, you could do easily.
Uh-huh.
Imagine dealing with difficult people instead of you dying.
You want? Yeah, I mean, you mean starting with the difficulty people dying?
No. I was just trying to connect with her.
Okay.
About people dying, but my thing was more just I didn't realize that imagining scenarios in your mind to get over problems is considered meditation.
Mm,
So
okay.
that you could do that with dealing with difficult people, not with
I see. Okay. Yeah, really, once time again, I'm going to encourage you to, knowing more suffering and death impermanent is a lot of help, but always you don't have to be scared that much because that's a very good technique idea to how to think on that. You just know from book and you try to do it. You really don't have a perfect idea, right? Because you're just following what book says. You should hear from someone have experience, someone have a better idea to do this way and that way, to think that impermanent, think more suffering. Then it's kind of like you can learn suffering and death impermanent way more academic way. You can learn that way. And then once you understand the academic way, then you can apply the in more insight. Will be perfect, makes you balance. So right now, even academically, you cannot learn suffering and death impermanent because it's directly takes as personal, and then it's more just feel it, right? That's the one thing's problem. And then even you feel it, all this what you talk, death impermanent and suffering, but still they have their good technique to let you safe, not really scared, right? So we do have a technique there, right? Therefore, I just let you know that we do have a technique without scare. A little bit scare will become, of course. If you do not have any scare, then it's kind of like there are no reason to think that. A little bit scare will come, but that scare will not remaining continuously. The right now problem is once you have a feel sad, it's continuously remaining it long term. This is the problem, right? So having just feel sad and scared, it's okay, but just keeping it continuous is danger. Therefore, you should know the technique and don't worry about to learn more about suffering, learn more about death impermanent, which is really help you big things in your daily life. That's kind of things. Sometimes we so far we're talking here part of suffering and death impermanent just piece by piece. Once today a little bit, and next month a little bit, or next year a little bit. But it's kind of like a scared. It's not comes together, right? All these pieces are not put it together. Then again, you will not understand how to practice this out. Right? So if we put it here, we're just giving you a little bit and a little bit to open your mind to accepting it, to ready for learning it. Then that's really help. Therefore, way beginning, even like a Sui for Four Noble Truth, this is the first Buddha's teaching, right? What he taught. Way begin with the Four Noble Truth. What is the first one? Suffering that he taught. Truth of suffering, right? And when he delivered the truth of suffering to world, he began with the impermanent, right? So impermanent, therefore it's suffering. Impermanent, therefore that's giving reason. And then this is our main entrance gate, or what you say, which is big things to brings you all this good quality and then remove all these laziness things, right? So we know we don't do, but we don't have enough intentions or laziness, right? So that's thinking these are really help you to overcome by laziness to wants to continue, special death impermanent, as you know, right? Okay, this is part of talking about the focus more on suffering, then happiness, right? Okay, one practice there, again, once you're happy, not just enjoy with it. That's also good things makes you balance, right? Once you're happy, not just enjoying with the happy, also you should dedicate it to others once you're happy. Wish that all beings be happy as same as like I'm having now. Yeah, that's keeps your motivation more compassionate way, and then it's help you in daily life again. Right now, it's like too much crying when you're suffering, too much jumping when you're happy. This is the wrong way to do it, right? Not too much jumped when you're happy. Settle down, feel it, dedicate it. Not too much worry and sad when you're suffering. Accept it, dedicate it. That's all we need to practice, right? Okay. Okay, so 114, 115, 116.
Oh, we did 114.
Oh, you did 114. Okay. Okay, then please 115.
Whatever merit comes from venerating one with a loving mind is due to the eminence of sentient beings. And in the same way, the merit of having faith in the Buddha is due to the eminence of a Buddha. Therefore, they are asserted to be equal in the share they have in establishing Buddha qualities. But none of them are equal in good qualities with the Buddhas who are boundless oceans of excellence.
Okay. See, we say Bodhisattva, we think it's very wonderful person, right? Wonderful being, Bodhisattva, that's we thought it. And then Bodhisattva is powerful and wonderful person because of bodhicitta. And bodhicitta, how comes? Again, think. So we say, once you achieve bodhicitta, it will accumulate a lot of merit. What are really reasons? All the beings, right? Bodhicitta is not just mind, single mind, just like a cherish to self and this and that. Like it's just not just small amount of like a, what call? Yeah, Bodhicitta is not just simple mind to cherish self and live with few or others. Not that simple mind, right? So therefore, bodhicitta is like connected with the entire beings as like a space. Beings are endless. That dedication is endless. That cherish is endless. Therefore, you will accumulating merit huge because they are dedicating and intentions and cherish endless being. So still, therefore, saying the beings are makes it bodhicitta is very powerful. Once bodhicitta habit makes that bodhisattvas are great and like a perfect persons. So all this connected with the regular being, right? Regular being is not just big group. You, each we are one of the regular being who makes bodhisattvas are better. You know, we are helping the bodhisattva, isn't it? To develop their compassion, develop their bodhicitta. We are part of that. So they should appreciate us. Really. That's exactly the same, right? Bodhisattvas are appreciated to us because we are helping them. Same way we are appreciated to difficulty people. We will have same kind of achievement as Bodhisattva has. So, and actually, exactly, Bodhisattva are really appreciating to all these beings. It does. So, therefore, not just Bodhisattva are cherishing us, not just only Bodhisattvas are like try to help us. Also, they are appreciating us. That's true, because a lot of their accomplishing things to depend on we are, depend on each beings are. So we are part of to helping someone to have achieve enlightenment, right? So the same way, other beings are part of that, helping you to achieve enlightenment. Same, right? Therefore, think how important other beings are. Okay, therefore it's equal, right? Equal. Okay. Compassion is wonderful, bodhicitta is wonderful, bodhisattva is wonderful. Even like a Buddha itself is wonderful because of sentient beings. Without sentient beings, they will never become a qualified and wonderful beings. They will never become a perfect beings if there are no sentient beings. They become a perfect beings because of sentient beings. We are that helping them. So therefore, we are Yeah. So that's the way to which you will think it, and then try to cherish more other, right? So that's the saying here. Okay. But it's not saying you do not respect the Buddha or you ignore it. This is not really a big problem to talk to you. Okay, you respect the Buddha again and again. We don't need to talk it because we don't have that much problem, right? The statue is always smile, never ever do like a suffering for us. Then, as well as like a makes us smile, automatically we respect it, right? There's no problem. But the problem is who is not always smile to us. That's we need to deal with it. That's what we need to think more, right? That's what we need to more cherish it. Make them smile to us. Then we can smile it, right? So that's the way saying, okay, more cherish to other than Buddha, okay? Okay, so yeah, these verses are talking about that, equal things. And then, okay, 119, we finished 170, we're not ready, right? They are same. So now 119 and 120.
Furthermore, what way is there to repay the Buddhas who grant immeasurable benefit, and who befriend the world without pretension, other than by pleasing sentient beings? Therefore, since benefiting these will repay those who give their bodies and enter the deepest hell for their sake, I shall behave impeccably in all that I do, even if they cause me a great deal of harm.
Okay. Once you look at the Buddha's life story, you will find he were a lot of sacrifice for achieving enlightenment, right? Many times he sacrificed for complete his each perfection practice. Even he give up his life for studying just 4 lines. There are many you will find the Buddha's life story in Jataka. So all this, why he did like many times, why he sacrifices, why he takes just a lot of suffering upon him many times. So indirectly, we will say, okay, for enlightenment. But indirectly, for us, right? So helping others. Why he wants to achieve enlightenment? That's just the Bodhisattva's intention, right? Achieving enlightenment is not for himself. Achieving enlightenment for becoming more qualified and powerful to helping others. That's the whole reason, right? So therefore, indirectly, all this he sacrificed for enlightenment is for us, for other beings, right? So if he get the enlightenment, even like a Bodhisattva, through by many times the difficulty and hard work and that's sacrifice, then what is saying, of course, then we should more cherish to others. Because Buddha sacrificed many times, many lifetimes for because of cherish others, then how much we can see what is really Buddha intention is. Helping others, right? That's all he did sacrifice. So therefore, helping others is really the best offering and best worship, or best what called making happy Buddha, because this is his main intention, his main motivation. He did sacrifice, right? And then small, even helping yourself, it's the best. Of course, we helping other is also best offer or best making, which is the best way to make Buddha happy. But also helping yourself to overcome by suffering is also Buddha's intended on that. Buddha wished that, right? To each single being, including you. Then when you look at others, you're forgetting yourself. But yes, you are included there to who Buddha wished to you free from suffering. And therefore, as well, you try to by yourself to overcome by suffering or like free from suffering, That's also Buddha wish it. It's also one of the best way to make Buddha happy. Right? So, therefore, helping self and others, that's always, this is saying, he sacrificed many times for other beings. That's, we can see clearly what his intention. That way, we cherish more the other. Perfect that way to help or make happy Buddha. It's much like what we'll call. So, sometimes we offering lot to Buddha statue and stupa, and then painting gold, and a lot of golds are offering. But it is good. But if you helping others, is like you are offering more than gold, which is to fill up this room. That much you will get benefit. So because this is the Buddha don't need gold, what he needs to do it, but only he take it for complete their generosity, let them have more accumulated merit. But what really he wants to look at what he sacrificed for, that we can understand. The beings, helping beings, right? That's the only way. Yeah, that's the setting here. Okay. Here continuously more emphasizedly talking this how much important to cherish other, because of the Buddha also wanted that. And then from 127. Okay, 127, 21, 29, 28, 29 are talking about the benefit of doing patience practice. Chopal, can you please? 127, 28, 29.
Pleasing living beings delights the Tathagatas and perfectly accomplishes my own purpose as well. In addition, it dispels the pain and misery of the universe. Therefore, I should always practice it. For example, should some of the king's men cause harm to many people, far-sighted men would not return the harm, even if they were able to do so. For they see that these men are not alone, but are supported by the might of the king. Likewise, I should not underestimate weak beings who cause me a little harm.
Okay. So what is benefit here? What the purpose that you will gain to cherish other is, so far here talking about enlightenment, but you don't have to go that much. Your daily, happiness and peaceful life is the purpose of cherish other. Same way. If it brings you big things, of course, same way it brings you a small amount of things, some kind of peace. That's the the path never brings you like some kind of temporary and small amount of peace. How could it bring you the big peaceful, ultimate peaceful? There are no way, right? So therefore, you can take it your own purpose, even like a long terms or like a temporary. The both benefited, you will have it. At least you have peaceful life in this lifetime. So therefore it said it. And then part of here talking about king and king's people. Do you understand that part? Chiba, can you read that? 28.
For example, should some of the king's men cause harm to many people, far-sighted men would not return the harm, even if they were able to do so. For they see that these men are not alone, but are supported by the might of the king. Likewise, I should not underestimate weak beings who cause me a little harm.
So, okay, this is a little bit different than how we seeing right now. A king as like a king, as a Donald Trump as a king, right? And then his minister are the men that who, but still, even his minister, our right things we can against, we can challenge, we can do so many things, right? But still people careful not doing it. But this is a little bit different than earlier king. So earlier kings are, if something wrong goes wrong with even they have a rule and regulation, right? Something goes with king's minister or king's brother and sister or king's children, something we harms it. We can harm it. We can kill it, the king's brother and sister. But it says like who the wise person, even they can do it, they will not do that because they will see what happening after that, right? So therefore, this is the I have to match that like a example and the real meanings are right. The real meaning is saying here as even like the weak person or being, not just harms or disturb or like a neglect or ignorant, even that is the their Buddha natures is there. Their Buddha nature, they do have some kind of quality we should respect it instead of harm. They do have some kind of quality we should neglect and ignorance. You know, I mean like a cherish instead of neglect and ignorance, right? Neglecting, yeah. It's just ignoring it. So not really thinking on that, not really caring on that, right? So, but every single, even like a similar insect, they do have some kind of quality that we should respect, which is say Buddha nature. They do have some kind of good quality which they can change it better way, right? Therefore, each being has their potential to changing better things, right? So that's the very good quality with they have it. So that you should more focus on that. That makes you understand to respect. Let's say we'll call, even who are not become president yet, and then we know is close to, you know, once becoming president at the future, then we are doing something nice to that person, right? Because it's becoming more powerful in the future. We will have benefit. That's what we do, right? Even not yet. So we're doing it same way that all the beings are becoming enlightenment one day. So therefore, we should more cherish. No one can ignore and be careless on that, right? That's the one. Another reason saying to cherish the others. To make it make sense to you? Let me ask question then.
It seems like it's selfish.
Sorry?
Excuse me. It seems like it's selfish if I'm doing something that I know may be of benefit later, or looking ahead for the action, but it's based on what is going to benefit me, not what's going to benefit the person.
Of course it's selfish when we look at the example. The example is applies to what the meaning is. Do not look harms to even like very weak sentient beings, because it will be enlightened one day. So there, when that person is enlightened one day, who can help a lot of others, and then who can also brings you a lot of accumulated merit. That's kind of things is the meaning, the main points are this. Yeah. So, but of course the example always, yeah, it's related with the self-centeredness, right? But it's some kind of how we do it, even with self-centeredness. You can do same way without self-centeredness. Yeah, further. Yeah, that's the talks here. Yeah. So if you have any question with these verses, yeah, you can ask it. That makes.
Curious to me. All beings, including insects, have got potential for Buddha nature. How does a little insect accumulate virtue?
It's possible they can accumulate virtue in their same form, the insect's form, but even not that they cannot be accumulated at their form, like with insect form. They're always not remaining as an insect. They do have some kind of take another rebirth, right? So become human or something like that. But the potential will be the same. So therefore, once you have become a human being, if you have a more potential to enlightenment, what's the main source of this potential? Where it comes from? Should be related with all this previous life which you have it. It's not just human bodies gives you that potential, right? So it's not that animal bodies give you not lack of that potential. The potential always is same there, but it's depend on what body you take it, which is more qualified body, which is more helpful, right? That's depend on. Otherwise, they should have a potential same continuously. Then once it meet with the human body, there will become a more opportunity to enlighten it. Otherwise, they do have a potential, yeah. Either they are accumulate merit or not. But it is possible that they can accumulate merit.
Some insects, do they come back as insects?
Yeah, that's true. They can come back insect or they can out from insect. Yeah, that is also good. Yeah, but I don't know. Here, most of especially the young people, very much scared with this, which is insect never harms. Very much scared on that. They are jumping and shouting. I don't know why this is. Recently I didn't see, but I was not there. The Singmu, where Singmu live, she brings her bus with her, and then one she sleep here overnight, and one insect, she's shouting and very strongly shouting and jumping. This because the insect it's not really harms actually. What's that? Was it a stink bug? A stink bug? It's that must be. Yeah, like a fingernail. Yeah. Yeah. That it's how. But I'm seeing more with the young people, but rare with the elder. But still, there someone jumped. I don't know why is this. You are afraid. Yes. I don't know why it's afraid, right? So. I did. I saved. I don't kill them anymore, but I'm still afraid of them. You should more afraid to human being than insect. Yeah. They are more danger than insect. Right. So. But I'm not afraid that they're going to hurt me. I'm not afraid of that. I don't know why I'm afraid of that. But I am. Yeah. So especially your compassion is more to animal, right? Yes. Then insect is one of the animal parts. But even insects now, still not people so much, but insects, more insects now as well. Okay. So I'm getting there. Okay. So yeah, we are even we are young. You look at this. You can go to monastery and small kids. There's no problem with the insect. So the way beginning we teaching them all sentient beings are powerful. All sentient beings are very helpful, and we need to help, and we need to cherish to all sentient beings, include insect and everything. And then if they see some kind of insect in the road, they will pick it up and push to some side.
Suppose the insect's biting you.
It depends. It's depend. Yeah, and then some it's biting you. You can a pepper. That's the do. Few weeks ago, there one group came here for that's kind of shooting. They have new song, and one young lady goes there to who helped them, and we went to the big Dharma wheel, and then she do not have any problem to sit down in grass and sleeping. She's young. I thought she grew up here, right? And then it makes me think, and she keep picking up that insects and putting the side. It makes me more doubt. She's not really from here. She's not really from here. Then I asked her, you grew up here? She said, no. Where you grew up? New Delhi, in India. When you came here, 2 months ago. It makes sense, that makes sense. Otherwise, there are young kids here, they're never picking up insect and put it aside. They will run. They say it like that, right? So this is the difference, actually. I don't know what culture, what advice influence to scare on that.
It's the screens. They grow up inside instead of outside with electronic, with
That's one
phones
possible things.
and
Yeah,
computers.
yeah,
And there's no connection with nature.
yeah. But the kids do not have a problem with the dogs, cats, even like a small animal. They do not have a problem with it, right? But insect. I'm sorry.
Children are very influenced by their elders. So if you grow up in a home where everybody's afraid of the dog, you'll be afraid of the dog.
I see. Yeah.
Just learn it.
Yeah.
Well, some bugs are cuter than others. So, like if you have these ladybugs, they're cute. So I imagine they wouldn't be scared of those. But the ones that gets to be like they're not very attractive.
Like cockroaches.
Cockroach.
Everybody's afraid of cockroaches.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, cockroach is not really bite it, right? Not biting it.
No, but what it
No,
means,
but
like,
they are
Not very
well.
Maybe more ugly. Yeah.
They also have a personality. They feel that you're afraid of them and they attack you.
Oh.
You see the cockroach, they run after me. Whereas my brother hypnotizes the cockroaches. They stop, grabs them by the whisker, puts them outside.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. They just persecute me all over the house.
Yeah.
I have to leave the house and ask somebody to come and help me.
Yeah, some other countries does that. There you can see many of them who can touch the insect. But here, more opposite. They are rare who can touch the insect, the young, especially young. So, okay. Anyhow, these are the one of the who we should cherish it, and then who are benefiting us, right? And then. So all the same as like human beings are their own benefited to harm to us. But insect, I mean like insects harms to us when they're scared, right? Insect harms to someone when we just leave it there, nothing touch it, they will be there as like a more enjoying. When try to touch it, then they have to protect themselves. You know, it's not intently harming us. It's more protecting. The mosquito, I don't think it's intently harming us. Looking food. So, but human beings, many human beings, intently harming. But still, we're thinking these are the being who we need to cherish it. We're thinking these are the opportunity for us. We're thinking these are the blessing for us. Then why not this insect was not really harming us intently? So we should more influence that kind of educations to out of your door, and then let them know who is this insect, all right? They do scared. They do have a fear. So.
No, I'm kind of confused because you said this girl touched them and put them there, and then just a little while ago you said. And they'll be scared if you touch them. I don't want to scare a bug if I touch them. I would prefer just to walk away.
That's you are, right? But did you see how to react that young people are when they see like some kind of insect? What the reaction you see it?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying is, I have the potential of scaring the bug if I touch it. It's probably better just to, walk away, right?
Yeah, that's we wish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening. So that's what we try to, how we can make it happen, how we can make it happen.
No, I was thinking maybe I should practice touching them and putting them away, but I don't think that's a good idea. Because the insect might get scared.
I think it depends on the bug. Like for me, around here, I have a lot of experience with the brown stink bugs.
Yeah.
They're very cooperative. I feel so comfortable touching them and taking them outside and putting them wherever. But like something like a ladybug is much less cooperative. but you just kind of, I don't know, I think it comes through
You have to know,
experience.
okay.
And then why she did that, to pick it up and put it
Yeah.
aside. That insect's on the road, people might step on that.
Oh, I see, okay. I get it, all right.
Right?
Yeah.
People might step there for a study. Not really, if the insects is in the side, we don't have to bother it.
Protect its life.
Yeah, we don't have to bother anymore.
Okay, I see.
So she did it because that's the how.
What about insects that cause disease to people, like a tick? You see a tick?
This is our doubt.
It's our
This is
doubt.
our doubt, right? It's not that conformed to brings you disease. Yeah.
Tick is just doing what ticks do.
Well, here, okay, you all taking as literally what I said it here. I'm just giving example. Someone doing this, they have a benefit. They have what is their intention is, why they're doing is, how they're doing it. Giving you some kind of information in general, then I just give you option. You think it. I'm not really saying you touch it, right? So it's kind of like inspiring what they're doing are and why they're doing is, and then why not we can do it. So that's the things, yeah. Okay, now I think these are the also talks about the benefit here, talking that you will enlighten, you will have all this temporary peace and have ultimate peace once you cherish to others. This is the very tricky way to bring your own happiness and peaceful life. To cherish the other is, we keep saying, forget about you. Don't think too much about I and me, right? More think they, more think other. So that's to say, I is illness, we are wellness, right? We is wellness.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I is what?
Illness.
And then
We is wellness. So that's exactly happening. We are all more cherish other brings more wellness. So keep thinking I and I brings more illness. This is exactly the two letters starting from. I think this makes sense for me. And then how you have benefit to cherish other. Okay. Okay. Now this is exactly we ended the 6th chapter. Okay, Chopel, can you read from 133 and 134 is the last verses of the 6th chapter.
Why do I not see that my future attainment of Buddhahood, as well as glory, renown, and happiness in this very life, all come from pleasing sentient beings? While in cyclic existence, patience causes beauty, health, and renown. Because of these, I shall live for a very long time and win the extensive pleasures of universal chakra kings.
Okay, so this is the last person. We really finished the 6th chapter now. So from next, we can start, begin with the where unintentional light stop, joyous perseverance, joyful efforts. We can do that. Okay. It takes a long time to complete the 6th chapter, the chapter 6, right? But you might forget 90% what we learned before, or you might still hold it 90%. We never know. But it is the learning is because we try to help self and others in daily life, and then it's applying on your daily practice is very important, right? So how much you learn from here, that much you think it, because it will not let you forget it. How much you have idea in your mind, which is not forgetting in all this instruction, it will help you at the moment, right? This is how, if you forget instruction, then again, you have to go back and read it again, all this beginning. If you do not forgetting instruction, then apply on a practice makes you more like a meaningful, right? That's all we do. Okay, thank you. Do you have any general question or related with this topic?
Ideally, we'll keep these things in mind all day, every day.
Please say it again.
Ideally, we'll keep these things in mind
Every day. Okay.
Throughout the day.
So yeah, you need to go more further. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good to think, preparing right now. My cat will be die one day. Will be separate from one day. But as well as with me, I'm more helping and cherishing. It's just honest nothing that cat makes me happy. Cat needs love, that you can give it. Just give to love to cat, that's all. And then we'll be end it. This is the way of life, right? Okay.
Do you think sometimes we confuse love with attachment? Because
Of
love
course.
Love wanting happiness for someone, but we kind of confuse it with attachment. So when our animal dies, it's the attachment that we have. Because the love that you want is like giving.
That's all we wanted. That's all we try to teach here. Give love without attachment. But so far our love is, yes, always associated with attachment, but some point is good. But it's not really perfect benefited to you, that kind of love which is associated with attachment. You love the cat, but still brings you suffering because of your attachment mixed with that love. So, and then it takes a long process to separating attachment from love. It takes long time. It takes like it's depend on your practice. It's a little bit hard work on that, right? Take attachment from love. So take out attachment from love. It takes time. It's a little bit work hard until you get familiar. This work hard is not always forever remaining, right? It's once you get familiarism, that makes you easy. That's begin with the help to self and others. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.